Hello YouTubers, All Muffin here. Today I'm going to make a video here. This video is going to be on how you can cope. How you can cope with the troubles of your life. And by troubles, I mean things that really get to you. Now we may be talking about anxiety, depression, anger, any form of like a sadness. Now I'm not talking about like depression when I say sadness. I mean like sadness. Anything that can get to you. And this video is going to target those of you who really don't have a chronic illness associated with any form of like dysthymia, depression, chronic or manic depression, anxiety, things like that. This video is for like those normal people, the people that haven't really gone through years of torture and pain from all the problems that the people who are going to watch this video actually see. However, the people that actually normally watch my videos really are going to take a lot of learning to this video or from this video. So first off, let's start with anger. A lot of us have anger, and I just want to say first and foremost, when you blow up in front of somebody, that is the correct thing to do. The correct thing to do. Holding it in is incorrect. Okay? And I want to tell you that right now, because a lot of people don't understand how the human brain works. When you hold in anger, when you're really pissed off at something or somebody, and you hold it in, what you do is what we call, of course, you bottle your emotions. And then later on, it comes back and hits you like a freight train. So what you need to do is calmly vent your anger without cursing, without threats of death, violence. Vent your anger. Tell whoever is pissing you off or whatever is pissing you off. It could be an inanimate, this damn remote doesn't work. Yell at the remote. It works. It works. It works. It works. I'm out of cigarettes. Damn my job. I should have worked extra hours. I'll do that next week. Anger's gone. All you got to do is verbalize and then mentally picture yourself fixing the problem. Anger's gone. And that works for almost every aspect of everything that we're going to talk about. Anger, depression, sadness, even suicidal thoughts. All of this stuff works for that. So let's move on to the next one. Now anger, when I say let's move on, I mean that actually takes care of it. If you vent on the spot, not like super explosive, you want to be what we call explosive, not implosive. Implosive is holding everything in. But when you vent on spot, that's the good stuff. That's what you need to do. So let's say my remote doesn't work. No, that's not really something that should really piss anybody off. But I know a lot of people who actually pick up the remote and launch it across the room because it's not working, when all they had to do was replace the batteries. There are no batteries. Oh my God. So, I mean, that's all you had to do, replace the batteries. Or, like me, if you're like me and your sensor's messed up and it's in a weird angle, go mess with the sensor. And as you're messing with it, god dang son of a gun, don't curse. Because cursing in today's society actually fuels anger. You didn't know that. Subconsciously fuels anger. So do cigarettes that go out when you're talking. Anywho, so you vent on the spot, you get rid of your anger. And you can do it very calmly. Dang, this remote doesn't work. I'm pissed. I mean, I know a lot of people actually get mad about remotes. Or the classic, I have heartburn, I took 2 Tums, I still have heartburns. And you blow up. Or your medicine. Or maybe it's your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your partner or something, your dog, anything. Could be anything. You don't have to yell at anything. You don't have to blow up. And these are, of course, relearning processes. And it's just a way that you've grown up and you've worked yourself into how to deal with things. So all you got to do is relearn that, you don't have to be an angry person to sustain your content. You really don't. So when something goes bad, vent your anger on the spot immediately. Make it clear. Now, if you don't want to vent your anger, that's completely up to you and fine. Just remember those key words. So what? My remote's out of batteries. So what? I'll get up and I'll change it by hand. So what? No big deal. You can apply so what to anything with anger. Anything. Try it. Anything. It works with anything. My tire is flat. I can't get to work. So what? I'll call work, tell them my tire is flat. Now, they might fire me. They might. But my tire is actually flat. I'm going to take pictures. If they fire me, I'll take them to court and sue them. I'll win money. So what? So what works with basically everything. Everything. Let's work into depression. Now, I know a lot of you suffer with depression. And don't get me wrong, I know that my videos only get like 60 to 70 views anymore, but the word is spread via mouth. I see it all the time. Facebook, messages, Skype, stuff like that. It's spread by mouth. The messages are getting out. So it works. Depression, okay? That's a big one. Now, when you are sitting at home and, problems arise, girlfriend leaves you, boyfriend leaves you, your dog dies, something happens, the best thing to do, okay, as a human being, the best thing to do is actually cry. We're the only mammals that produce tears. Actually, we're the only thing on the planet that produces tears because of emotions, sadness. They're there for a reason. It's a mental thing. So when you cry, and you don't have to, full out blow cry. You can just have a couple tears drop down your face. But when you cry, you're actually releasing a lot of hormones. You're increasing dopamine, and you're slowing down actually the rate of serotonin that's being absorbed for a split moment. So yeah, you kind of depress yourself. You're crying, but you're increasing your dopamine levels. Now, once serotonin catches back up, you'll feel a hell of a lot better. And think back to the times that you cried, and just, maybe 5 minutes afterwards, you felt better. So when something really makes you sad, cry. Vent. Cry. Let it out. And that'll really help you with depression. If you have depression and you're quote-unquote emotionless, apathetic, I understand that it's almost impossible for you to feel anything. Trust me, if you've gotten to the apathetic level of depression, believe me, I know what it's like. It is almost impossible to feel anything. Remorse, anger, love, hate, sadness, anything. It's almost impossible. But if you force yourself to feel emotions, they come back. They do. They really come back. So what you need to do is, like I said, vent. Vent on the spot. And a lot of problems will dissipate pretty quick. I didn't know I had water. All right, it's sealed. That's what I'm talking about. Gotta love bottled water. Anyways, so depression. You really need to vent, cry. If when you go into depression you get really angry, let it out. That's going to help your depression. Let it out. Now, a lot of therapists will say, "Oh no, don't do this. This is destructive." Well, they're dumb. They don't know how. It's retarded. I don't see how a lot of therapists have a license today. I don't. And I know a lot of you agree with me. When I say, if you find something that seems to be making you depressed, like maybe it's your best friend who's been your friend for 15 years, but all you do is constantly worry about their relationships and their friendships and how they're living their life, that person's depressing you. What you need to do is take a break from them. Say, "Hey, we need to take a break. Nothing personal. I've got problems, but we need to take a break. And a therapist would say, that's completely destructive, don't do that. Why? You're helping yourself. If that person develops problems because of it, that's their problem. Let them deal with it. You have to help yourself. In today's world, it's you or nobody, really. And I do mean that. It is you or nobody. Seriously. So depression, as well as with anger, both tie together. You need to vent and let it all out. So take 5 minutes, per day. I cry one time a day just to do it. And I feel great. I'm just saying. Also, those of you who have, now I know that depression leads to suicide. So does anger, and so does anxiety and schizophrenia. All of these things can lead to suicidal thoughts. Those of you that have these suicidal thoughts, what you need to do, if you're really afraid of them and you've tried to get help and nothing is helping, believe me, I've been there. I was there for like 4 weeks straight. Okay, I was depersonalized. That threw me into, the suicides, the suicidal thoughts, homicidal thoughts. I was visualizing murders that I was committing in my head. I could see them like in real life. If you've hit that point, what you need to do instead is force yourself. And if you didn't know this about the human body or the brain, you can visualize whatever you want. You can imagine yourself doing anything. You could be Goku from DBZ, in a dream. You can do whatever you want. You just have to learn how to control it. And that just takes time, a couple weeks, and you can figure it out. A couple days even. Or instantly. Now me, I can visualize anything. Anything I want, I can visualize it. And I don't mean like my walls turn red with, freaking garment everywhere and a fireplace. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about up here. You can see it. It's almost like you're thinking it, but you can see it. Kind of. It's more of a thought, but you can visualize it, just barely. And that's what I'm talking about. What you need to do is visualize yourself being happy. Think about all the happy times before whatever happened. And visualize that happening now. And just keep doing that. And if you put the suicidal thoughts out of sight, out of mind, they go away on their own. You don't need medicine or therapy. They go away. You can look that up on Google. You can look it up on depression websites or suicidal websites. You can even call the suicide hotline and ask them, do suicidal thoughts go away if I do this? Yes, they do. They do. What you need to do, and all this crap, I swear to God, I really hate companies. I mean, I wish I was a millionaire. I do. Trust me. I wish I had this big company and I had employees, and I wish I had a lot of money. That way I could pay for all these employees to spread my word, much more. But I wouldn't charge anyone else. I just wish that I could collect charity money. You know what I mean? Like all these other companies are doing. But they do that too, and they collect money from you. And I hate that. That pisses me off. I mean, that's dumb. Me, I would collect charity money, as much of it as I can, and I would run, I would run, a nonprofit business to help people. That's just dumb. I don't get greed. I don't get it. I was never raised to be greedy, so I don't understand it. But nevertheless, what you need to do is visualize yourself being happy, having things that you've always wanted. Visualize it. Now, visualizing yourself in a 4-bedroom house, with, a Lamborghini and all this other nice stuff, that's not going to harm you. It's not. And a lot of people will say, oh, don't do that. You'll get depressed because you don't have it. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to make you happy. You're going to have a goal. If you set that as a goal and you start working towards it, now that may never happen, but if you start working towards it and you get kind of close, you're content. And it makes you happy. It could take 10 years, sure. But if you're working towards it, the human body, the host, can see that that's what's going on.